Hello crafty friends, welcome back. It's Courtney Brickner, the CB behind the Crafty Brick. Welcome to my channel. I am seriously beyond excited for you to be here with me today because I got a new toy in the craft room. The WeCreate Vison laser cutter. It's a diode laser and I'm in love. I can't confirm or deny that I have or have not been doing anything else that I should be doing since I got this laser less than a week ago. I made this, and I made this, and I made other things as well. It is so easy to start up and get using this and making projects. So today I just want to kind of walk you through the unboxing, what's inside, what it comes with, and how I vented it out my window. I added a little something to my window to make it easier to vent because I didn't get the fume extractor. You can get the fume extractor. I did not. I have it right next to a window, so it seemed pretty convenient that I could vent it there. But I also didn't want to open and close my window every single time I used it. So I created a little something to make that work. So I'm going to show you that, and we're going to unbox it and show first cutting project. So I'm excited to have you here with me. If you like this video and you find it helpful, please don't forget to like it, subscribe, turn on the notifications, because I'm going to be showing lots of laser projects content around here. So turn on the notifications and you won't miss any of that. So let's get started with the unboxing. Meet Courtney. She has wanted a laser for so long. She got one over the summer, but it was so disappointing. But she got something new. Welcome WeCreate Vison laser cutter to the craft room. To say she was excited was an understatement. And she already knows exactly where it's gonna go. Let's unbox this baby and set it up. When I opened the box, there were these zip tie things. I actually should not have cut those. I didn't realize it. There was nothing on that paper that said pull it out of the box and don't cut these ties, but I did. The grates were there. I got those out, but then I just couldn't get the foam out of the box, so I had to tilt it onto the side so that I could pull it out, shimmy it out. It would have been a lot easier if I had just pulled it out by the cables, and then it wouldn't have been so challenging, but I ended up getting it and it was all good. So if you're going to be taking it out of the box, just make sure you pull it out first, and then it'll be a little bit easier for you. This location is going to be perfect in the craft room because, as you can see, I've got that window right there, so it's just going to vent right out the window. So I love it. All right, I think there's a lot of stuff on the inside, so let's open this. There's a little bit of tape here on the edges, which is preventing it from opening, but just remove all those pieces, and then we've got some packing followed by a couple test sample packs, directions, cables. I think that's the air assist. I think my plan is just to take everything out of the boxes and kind of spread it all out and see what everything is. I'm actually going to look at the directions and figure out what it all does, and then we can set it all up and get it ready for our first cut. But I'm just trying to get all of the packaging foam out of the center of the cutting machine, so we'll be ready when we understand what it all does. And here we've got one of the most important parts, the directions. I'm actually going to read these, y'all, I promise. All right, let's make sure we got everything that's supposed to be in here. So we got this that says what's in the box. We've got the 2 samples, those are there. The basswood sample there. Laser bed. We got 2 laser bed here. Air assist right here. Air assist tube, that's here. The 4 feet of the exhaust hose right here. Exhaust hose clamp. So we got the clamp here and the exhaust hose connector. So we got both of those. Detachable tray is right here. And then we've got the Wi-Fi antenna, power cord, mini level. I'm Actually, let's see what's inside this bag here. I think the mini level is in here. Got lots of things in here. All right, let's see. Mini level, hex key, wrench, USB cable. We've got grease, rotary set, that is right here. These two components are the rotary set. Single step jaw component. 1, 2, don't see a third one of that. I'll check on that. Maybe I left it in the bag. I did, I left it in the bag. Okay, so there's 3 of the jaw component, tape measure, chuck key, threaded stud, 1, 2, 3. Oh, and then here's the hex screw. I thought that was the hex screw before, but here it is, hex key. All right, so now we have everything that we're supposed to have, and we can go ahead and set it up. All right, our first step in setting everything up is attaching the vent hose connector to the back of the machine. So we're going to take these little nuts and use our wrench to screw it into place. And then we're going to attach the hose to the hose connector. One of the things that I searched for when I was researching this machine was what size hose this was. What I kept reading was a 1.5 meter, and I could not find exactly what that was in relation to like the standard size hoses. Like I'd seen 3-inch, I'd seen 4-inch, 5, 6. I know on a previous laser that I had, it was a 4-inch, but I wasn't quite sure what this one was. And I knew that I needed to vent it out my window, and I was trying to find an attachment so that I could get it to connect with the part on my window. And I knew that that one was a 4-inch. So I wasn't quite sure what this one was, but I found out, and it's a 3-inch. So if you're looking to figure out what size hose this is a 3-inch hose, and it does have to vent somewhere. So you can either have the fume extractor from WeCreate, or you're going to need to vent out a window. But regardless of which one you choose, you have to vent it somewhere because of the fumes. Then you connect the air assist back here, and that helps circulate the air when the machine is running. So we connected that to the port. There's 2 areas where it needs to plug into the back of your machine. Then we plug in the Wi-Fi dongle right here on the other side of the hose. Make sure that that's pointing up at 90 degrees. And then I'm going to shift this on into place, and we'll put the bottom tray. This is the tray that we're going to be sliding out that will catch the small pieces. So you just slide that under the machine into place. And I'm not sure how I forgot, but I forgot to install the power cable. You kind of need that for the machine to work. So we will attach the power cable, and then we will attach this to the power supply, and we'll plug that in. Next, we're going to flip the switch on the back of the machine, the power switch. And then the machine is going to beep and automatically lift up. One of the really cool features of this laser is its auto lifting capabilities, because it allows you to do bigger items, taller items in the laser, and you don't have to have an added accessory like some other lasers that require a riser base. All right, now we're going to take the trays and place them in the bottom of the machine. In the directions it says place them with the screw side facing up, but I don't see any screws on this side or that side, but I do see something that says the word up. So I'm going to go with that. That's not what it said in the directions, but I don't see what they're talking about. So I'm pretty sure it's the up. So I'm just going to place both of them inside, and then I think after that, everything is set up. So this is how the bottom of the laser cutter looks with the trays inside. Here's the next part that I'm actually really excited about. Since I need to vent out the window, I found this on Amazon. It's so cool. It's got the vent, the circle already in it, and it's adjustable, so you can make it so that it fits your window. It works on windows that open vertically or horizontally. So I've got my horizontal window here, and you just slide these into the little slots or into the grooves, and then you measure your window. So the way that I measured, I put it in the window and placed it, like slid both of the sides apart so that it would fit where it needed to be, and then I took a pencil and just marked where the end of one was and where the end of the second one was. And then I'm going to just use those pencil marks, and I'll be able to slide the pieces out again when it's outside of the window, and then I'll show you how I put them together. Now that I've got it all lined up, I take the screws that actually came with this package and I just screw them right into the plastic. They go in super simple. You don't have to have any guide holes or anything like that. You just screw them right into the plastic, and you do 4 sections. So where the top meets the middle and where the bottom meets the middle, you screw in right there so that it holds them in place and it doesn't slide up and down when you put it back in the window. This next step, I made a little bit of a mistake because I had made the size of the insert the exact size of the window. So I couldn't actually put it in the window. Even when I slanted it, tried to bring it in sideways, I removed the screen. It was not working. So I ended up having to take it out. You see, I'm like total hot mess trying to mess with this screen. You don't even have to take the screen out for this thing to work. So that was a mistake. So I ended up taking it out, took the screws out, put it back into place. And since the screw holes were already there, it was actually really easy to put the screws back in. I just moved it right where the holes were and screwed it back. To be honest, I thought it was a mistake, but now that I'm looking back at it, I think it might have been working out just the way it should, because it was much easier to put the screws into place since the holes were already there. Then you slide the window closed and you're all set. Next thing I did, I had this little end cap that's a PVC cover, and there was some insulation that came with the window inset, and I thought I would use it because the cover was actually a little bit too big for the hole on the window, and using this insulation made it fit perfectly, and it will prevent drafts coming through. You're not supposed to leave your laser vented while it's not in use because it can get moisture inside and it can ruin the laser. So you should take it out from the vent when you're not using it. So when I'm not using it, I'm going to use this to cover up the hole, and I think it's going to work out perfectly. All right, so here's a little issue I've run into. When I was researching this vent for my window and the hose that the WeCreat comes with, I could not find anywhere that said how big this hose was. It said it was 1.5 meters. And I did not know how big that was in inches. And I couldn't really find it. So I got this. Let me show you guys what it looks like, what the window looks like. All right, so this is what the vent looks like on the window, and it's sealed all the way down. I'm gonna have to put a little bit of like a little weather stripping right there because there's a little bit of a crack. But you got the vent right there, the hole. And then I have this, and the reason I put this little weather strip on the inside is so that it fits more securely. Because when I put it on at first, it just kind of shook around there. So that seems much better. But my issue was, so I've got this hose. This hose doesn't fit in there. It's too small. So this is a 3-inch hose and this is a 4-inch opening. So I got this little converter that converts a 3-inch hose to a 4-inch opening. That one didn't work. It was too big. And then I got another one thinking this one might work. But then I came to the realization that those are not going to connect like an opening to an opening. Those are for putting hoses on. So those are a no-go. But I got something else. So there's a gentleman on Etsy that makes these adapters for the WeCreate machine. It goes on here and it makes your opening a 4-inch opening as opposed to a 3-inch opening. So it's going to be wider and can get even more of the exhaust out. And then I'm going to get a 4-inch hose instead of this one, and it will connect right to this opening. So that's going to be my fix for that. So I'm going to go ahead and uninstall this one that it came with and install this. I was very excited that I found the fix for making this hose work with the window vent. But when I tried to install the white one, for some reason, the screw on the top right was just not quite long enough. And I was a little irritated that I didn't think this fix was going to work. But I took it off. Turns out that screw was just a little bit too screwed into the machine. So I unscrewed a little bit and it was long enough. And then I was able to put the vent back on and the nuts twisted right into place, just as I hoped that they would. So I think this is going to be the perfect fix for what I'm trying to get, having this machine by the window. This hose that I got is also perfect. It's really short. A lot of the hoses I found were, 6 and 8 feet, some 5 feet. This one is only 3 feet long, so it's perfect that I won't have a whole bunch of hose bent up behind the machine because there's really not a lot of space from the machine to my window. So it was nice also that the collar that this comes with, it's just twist on. So you don't have to have a screwdriver. Those flathead screwdriver or screws were annoying me with the other collars. This one just twists and locks into place. So I like that as well. Really convenient with this situation we've got going on. So this is going to be so easy. Whenever I want to use the laser, I take the cover off of the vent hole, attach my hose to the window, and tighten the clamp. And I love this clamp because I don't have to have a screwdriver. I can just twist it into place, secure it on, and then when I'm finished using the laser, unscrew the clamp, take it off, and then I just put the cover back on the hole. And then I don't have to open my window and close it every time I want to use my laser. It's perfect. Now that we got everything set up, let's go ahead and do our first cut. So I'm going to go ahead and place one of these pieces of wood that came in the package, and we will close the lid and head on over to the computer to check out the software. Okay, we're in the WeCreate, We Make It software. We're going to go over to the left side panel and click text, and then the word hello pops up when we click on the canvas. Then we're going to take a circle, drag it around so that it fits around our word, and we will move it into place so that it's centered around our word hello. Then we'll come over to the right side panel, click refresh, and then the camera will take a picture of our surface and show us what exactly we're working with and where our words are on the materials. So when you press the autofocus button, that's when the machine kind of lowers down a little bit so that it can get a feel of what is in there and figure out where it needs to cut. So that's what it's doing right now. And then when it does that, it tells your computer where everything is so you can move things around where you need them to be. Then we can just move it wherever we want on our material to go ahead and cut from there. And then we will click start up here at the top right corner. And then a new window will open up and it will show us what is getting ready to cut. Tell us how long it's going to take to cut. Right above the send button, you'll see those 6 seconds, and that's how long the project will take. We'll go ahead and click send. And then it will tell us you need to go to your machine and click start. And then we'll go ahead and do that. Then you push the start button here on the front of the machine and it works its magic. I was shocked by how simple it was to use. This is the first cut that I've done and I'm really happy with the way that it's going so far. Back over at the computer, there's a process bar at the bottom that shows you where it is in the cut timeline. And then when it's finished cutting, it will, you can click the pause button if you want to stop it, but if you're not clicking the pause, then when it's finished, then it's going to switch to complete. And then you'll be able to open the top of your laser and take your materials out. After it finishes cutting, the machine raises back up to the starting position, and then the laser moves back over to its starting position as well. And let's see what it looks like with my very first cut. I'm not quite sure what to expect. It seemed like it finished really quickly. Because it actually didn't cut, it just engraved. So I'm gonna have to go back to the software and set those lines to cut instead of engrave. Made a little mistake there. Okie dokie, let's try this one more time. I'm actually just going to place the same exact wood back in the machine, because when I do autofocus, I can move my design exactly where I want, and I'll put it right on top of the hello that was already there. So I'm just going to do that, so I'm not going to have to waste another piece of wood. All right, now we're back. We're going to click our image down here with the group, and you see we had line engrave selected. So now we're going to click cut, and you'll see those lines turn to red. And we'll then click autofocus so that the machine can do its magic again and make sure that it's going to cut in the right place. And then we'll be ready to try this again. All right, now I've done autofocus again. The machine's going to lower down so that it can scan the area to cut. All right, so we can click start. That other window pops up, and you see now it takes 2 minutes and 7 seconds to complete. No wonder that last one was 6 seconds. That's so crazy. I don't know what I was thinking. This time it's actually cutting, so I'm happy about that. You can see the letters falling out, so at least I set it up correctly this time. It's so great when you actually get a new machine and you set things up and it works exactly how it's supposed to work. It's just refreshing, and it's nice that you don't have to be frustrated with it. So let's go ahead and take it out, and look what we got now. So after you do the cut, you pull this tray out on the bottom of the machine, and this is where the little pieces that fell through the slots fall down, and then you can just take those. Sometimes they're actually pieces that you're going to need, like the L and the middle of the O, something like that. But if they're too skinny, then they fall through, and then you just get them out from the bottom, and then you can slide the tray back into place, and then it just stays down there. But look how perfect these letters are. Oh my gosh, I love this. I am going to be making so many laser projects. I cannot even wait to show you. So this isn't showing anything. It's just showing my words because I don't have any material in there, and I have some scraps that are on the bottom of the machine. So that's what these pieces are here. But that's why you don't see any wood on the machine there. But when you're finished with your project, you go up here to settings and scroll down to lower the device to the bottom and click idle mode. And then that will make your machine go back down to the bottom in the starting position. This little box will open up. Make sure that you don't have any material in there on the tray. Click there and confirm, and then your machine will drop back down. So it takes up less space when you're not using it. So that is it. I hope that I answered all your questions. If I didn't, please don't hesitate to comment, ask me whatever you want. I am gonna go and make some more houses for my village. And I didn't show the rotary today because it doesn't actually come with the rotary packet. I do have it, so I will be sharing some rotary projects as well and what you can do with that, but that will be in future videos. So make sure that you like this video to start with, and that you subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you don't miss any of the laser content that I have coming out in the future. But thank you so much for being here with me today. I am happy to hang out with you. Can't wait to see you again. Until next time. Stay crafty, my friends. Bye.